Previously on Software Incorporated. Once a thing only dreamed of by Frank Enbeans, Geek-Soft has gone through the struggles of getting started in the world of Software Incorporated. Kalypso Media has taken a chance on Geek-Soft, publishing their newest bit of hard work. It's already made some money, but is it going to be enough to sustain the company through the next stages of its evolution? Can Geek-Soft become the powerhouse the software world that Frank so desires? Or is it doomed to fall by the wayside as so many in this competitive industry do? Stay tuned.
Incoming customer detected.
Keep your eyes open, boys.
We need to have a serious talk!
Welcome, my friends and foes, once again to Blind Gamer Plays. My name is Ira, and we are back in the world of Software Incorporated. If you remember correctly, the last time that we played this game, we were just starting to make some money by selling our product published by Kalypso Media. Thankfully, they handled all of the marketing and the printing for our tar filter, the file compression tool that we had created, somewhat lackadaisically, I guess you could say. But our main focus was just to get a piece of software out there so that we could begin making that bit of passive income that comes from having your own software out in the world. Right now we're running support for this bit of software. And we also have some of the deals still working. If you remember right, we were working on the hosting. And as you can see, we are currently hosting some things. For those of you guys that did miss the previous episode, why? Go back and watch it right now. It was critical. There's a lot of information there that you've totally missed. And that's the amazing thing about doing things through the video media. You guys can go back and watch things. But anyways, I digress. For those of you guys that did miss the previous episode, basically I went through in a tutorial style how I tend to try to make money at the beginning of the game without actually having to have much as far as employees are concerned, or actually creating software ourselves for sale. This game can be very difficult in the beginning stages. Very difficult. And the main reason why is because trying to create the pieces of software that you need to sell take time. And you have to sustain the company for a long period of time in order to basically keep afloat. So in order to create the software, you either have to do it yourself and take a very long time to get it done, if you want to have it done well, that is, or hire employees and have had either a big enough loan or enough money on hand already to be able to sustain paying the employees while you do the work. So what we did is something a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and speed up time a little bit here just so we can get to the daytime there. So what we did was we hired a receptionist. We created a small, very small reception area so that the other companies that are in the game can come here to us and make deals. So the main deals that we are working is hosting, and we're doing that through this big server device right there. So just a quick recap for you, and if you guys want more details about it, go check out the previous video. I will have the link on a card up above in the top right hand corner right now. So moving on, right now we do have a support job that we have to take care of. That is for this piece of software that we've got published. My guy is not very good at doing support, but he'll do his best. In the meantime, we have about $300,000 that we can play around with and be able to do some things to progress our company a little bit further. We have a couple of options. We could either go ahead and get started writing a sequel to this piece of software that we had come out, which is an option, and we might do that. Or we can consider the thought of moving ourselves from this little Garage Incorporated prefab sort of a situation into a different area altogether where we can start expanding our company by hiring new people to come in and work and so on and so forth. I do think of that as actually the option that I'm going to take. And it's a risk. It's a big risk because it does cost a lot of money to get moved. It costs a lot to get everything reestablished. Basically, you have to buy all the furniture again and all that kind of good stuff. Plus the costs of building the buildings that you want to plop everything into. So I do think that we're going to do that as opposed to much of anything else. However, we're going to wait for a little bit of time. We're going to see if we can get any more deals coming in to give us a little bit of extra cash flow coming in. And I think I'm going to wait until we get to about maybe $500,000 or $600,000 before we actually try to move the company into a different space. So let's go ahead and run this day through. We'll see how much money we can make on the sales of the product today. And we'll go from there. So not too bad. Not too bad. We made, let's see, about 27,000, 62,000 total. We made about 27,000 on the deals. So after all of the expenses and everything like that, we did a pretty good job. We sold about $40,000 worth of the software product, and we've got other cash coming in from the deals that were made. So yeah, and we're going to see if any new deals come in today. There may or may not. Our company reputation isn't all that high, and that's okay. We're not mainly focused on our reputation at the moment, but let's see what deals did come in. Support and printing, neither of which we have any real interest in doing. So we'll go ahead and reject those. I am hoping for another hosting job to come along. That would be nice. Maybe a design job would be good too. Okay, so yeah, we're up to 500,000 now. We did make a decent amount of sales. It looks like we made about 64,000 today, maybe. Nope, 45,000. So not bad, not bad. The return on investment for us, as far as getting that piece of software out, is doing really well. So yeah, we'll go ahead and wait here. Might just be a couple of months before we have to before we have enough money to get through. So one of the deal people came in. They didn't like our reception area. That happens. That's not a big deal. This guy is, let's see, they're offering us $7,000 for design work that would need to be done by March. I mean, it's good for a couple of months. It's good for a couple of months. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll add that. We'll set that up as a priority too, so that we can get that one done a little bit faster. It does pop up with a message that we don't have the task force on hand, basically, to be able to accomplish getting that job done. But you know, it's okay. Yeah, now it's complaining that we can't keep up with support for the other thing because he's too busy doing the design work, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not too worried about the support work for a really bad piece of software. Okay, so we did have another couple of hosting jobs come in. We'll go ahead and accept those. Design, marketing. The marketing one would be really nice. And one of the things I'm going to focus on once we do move the company and create a building for it, I am going to actually do a marketing force. Full-on marketing force, because there is a lot of money to be made with marketing. Just there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can make a killing doing marketing. So again, we'll wait probably one more month. We'll see what we can get as far as above 600 grand goes, and we can move our company around from there. Yeah. Okay, 658. That's really good. We did a nice job that time around. So, yeah, we're still making about 30,000 with the daily for tar filter. So that'll be good. Let's go ahead and go ahead and move the company. So how you do this, if you're not experienced with the game, basically you can hit escape. We're going to save the game just so that we can save the status as things are in case things go badly. But there's this button right here to move the company. So you can move the company, and now you can have a choice of essentially moving them to a prefab kind of a thing. So we can move them into a bigger place, the Apartment Incorporated, Skyscraper Incorporated, Hardware Incorporated. That one is basically a big warehouse that you can use to do the manufacturing and printing and that kind of thing. Not bad, but again, we're going to go on our own. So we're going to do an empty plot. Now we have to decide whether or not we want to do a city, rural area, or a town. And there are differences between these things that are important to pay attention to. So if we do rural, the amount of cost for the plots of land that we would purchase are low. They're definitely low. However, we will be getting the side effects that any employees we have will not be as good as if it was a different area. So the talent pool is important if you are essentially trying to get the best of the best hired in to do the work. It's something to pay attention to. You can also, in the rural area, do the bigger plots. That will make it so that the plots will cost a little bit more, but the plot sizes will be a little bit larger and a little less janky when you try to get things laid down. One other important thing to note about doing rural is that even though you have a lot of space to build in, your internet bills are going to really go up. That can be problematic because internet costs are already really ridiculous in this game. So it's important to note that because we're doing the hosting jobs and we're really focused on making that part of our money-making ventures with this company, at least at the moment. If we were to do a rural area, we would basically barely be scraping the bottom of the barrel of profit just because our internet's going to cost us so much more. So definitely important to pay attention to. You want to make sure that you kind of don't ride the fine line of profit and bankruptcy because it can happen really easily. So I do think, though, that at least for the time being, and by the way, the same information goes for towns and cities. Cities going to have the lowest internet costs and lowest utilities costs, but it's going to cost you a lot more to get the actual plot of land to build on to begin with. The plots are going to be a little bit smaller to work with, so you might have to spread your business out some. But you know, it's hit or miss. The talent pool is also really, really good in cities. But I think that we're actually going to go with a town. It's sort of the midline for everything. The plot's going to cost a fair amount, but everything else is going to be not too bad. Middle of the road sort of a thing. And so the seed right here, that is for you to put in whatever you want or do random. And it will just basically generate the buildings and plots and everything like that based on this. So if you want to play along with me and see what you can do with the exact same setup that I have, you can just basically copy this seed into your game and go with it. So we're going to go ahead and choose all this. This'll work. Also, the temperatures do matter too. If you do a temperate, you're going to have a cycle between warm and cold, and you will have to pay for the heating and cooling bills and be paying attention to the comfort of your employees as well as your electronics. If the electronics are exposed to too much heat, they're not going to work as well. Your employees aren't going to be as efficient, and they're going to break more frequently. So choosing warm is okay if you do a lot of air conditioning and vent systems in your area, and you don't have to worry as much about heating the place. Same opposite with the cold areas. So I will do temperate just for the sake of brevity, and we can hit OK. And this will tear everything down, and now we are in an entirely different area. So as you can see, the game pauses for us, and this pops up right here because we did have things running on a server, and right now we literally have no server. There's nothing, no equipment, no building, no anything. Everything that we had has been sold, and yeah. So and as you can see, it cost us 50,000 cash to actually move the company to this new area. So we need to start doing a building. And in order to do that, you go into the build mode, just as you did when you laid down your furniture there at the beginning. And this is going to give you the ability to build walls, floors, gates, all kinds of stuff. You can even set up road systems and that kind of thing if you have purchased the plots of land to do so. So when you start off, it's going to start you with a random bit of land. The bus stop for your employees to get around is going to be right here in front of the place. That's important to note because any employees that are coming to work are going to come in through here unless you have parking spots for them to get into. Right now our plot of land is pretty small, and I'm not going to expand out on that at the moment because we're not going to go super hard on getting a bunch of employees working for us quite yet. I did say that I want to do some marketing. I am going to do that. I'm going to set that up for this, but we're just basically going to do a reception area. We're going to do a marketing area, and we're going to do an area where my CEO, Frank, can work from and basically build a couple of computer systems in there as well so that we can filter in new employees as we go along. So I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and get that started. And I won't have you guys sit here and watch the whole building process because sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get everything set up and working well. But I will be back in just a moment. Okay, I think I have everything pretty well set up here, and I actually forgot this little goodie right here. But this is kind of a very basic setup, and I'll walk you through what I've done here so that you guys can take a look. So again, pardon how janky it looks. I did not do anything to like decorate it, change anything. I can kind of like set up some of the prefabbed colors that I've got on hand just to make things pretty, I guess you could say. There we go. But okay, so here's what I've done. This right here is the reception area. And it is very basic, but again, we're not looking to have this be a permanent setup. This is just for us to be able to make the next stages of cache to be able to expand out further. But this is the reception area for us to get a little bit more business drummed up. In fact, we'll go ahead and plop down a couple of little things for them to come in and stare at, and that way they don't get too peeved at us for our disgusting ways or whatever you want to say. But anyways, so you can see by clicking on the different rooms over here in the side area, you can see the lighting levels, the environment levels, temperature levels, and the acoustic levels. Acoustics are important to pay attention to. The less things that are around, the more echoey different areas of the building will be. And your employees and visitors do not like echoey areas. It makes them feel intimidated and so on and so forth. So you can take care of that by either filling up the place with random items and furniture and so on and so forth, or you can use their acoustic dampeners and that kind of thing that you can get in the game as well, that will help to alleviate some of that. Yeah, there they are. So you can set these up on the walls at various intervals and it will help out. In fact, you can hear when you're hovering over something like this, you kind of hear that echoiness, whereas if I did it in here, it's not really there. So this hallway right here is a little too echoey. They're not going to care for that too much. So we can, and now you can see that sound level is much more damped in there. And if we check, it's 83%. It's fine. So anyways, reception area. And I will explain what this is here in a moment. This right here is going to be our setup for our marketers. This is going to be set up for our programmers of whatever things they're doing. So designers, artists, programmers, we'll just put them into here for a temporary period. This is going to basically be the core group. This is a basic break room. They can come in here, they can get their coffee, they can get stuff out of the mini fridge, they can get stuff out of the vending machine. That's all that they need. They will complain about it because it's not the best stuff, but you know, still it's something for them and they need to take breaks, and they will give you trouble if you don't do anything about that. And this right here, just a basic bathroom setup. They've got 2 bathrooms, so you know, nobody's delayed going to the bathroom. Everybody will come in through this door. Now, this is a security desk, and having security on hand in the new version of the game is extremely important. If you do not, now that we have moved our location to be outside of those prefabbed sort of situations, we have to worry about building security. So if we do not have security guards on hand 24/7, we will have burglars come to the place and try to rob us. It has happened many times to me, and it is a pain in the butt to get things replaced. It sucks. It costs a lot of money. It just sucks. So we will hire security guards to be on hand 24/7. This is a tip for you guys. When you are doing your own buildings, it is a good idea if you have large buildings with a lot of valuable items in it, including servers and printers and manufacturing and all that kind of stuff. It's all very, very expensive. Set up your buildings so that everybody comes in through one set of entrances, and your security is there on hand at that entry area. So this is the reception room. Our security guards are going to be in the reception room all the time. And that is because burglars can't come in through windows or walls, at least at this stage of the game. They have to come in through whatever entries are available to them. So if you set up one entrance in your building, that's the only place they can get in. So you don't have to worry about hiring multiple places to be covered. You can just have one security guard running the whole facility. I have an elevator here. which is leading us downstairs. Downstairs is very basic. However, we have one server down here, at least for this moment in time, to cover our needs for the hosting. As you can see, we've got a hallway right here with a set of stairs. This set of stairs comes up here. This is our utility area. I have it separated from the rest of the place because this stuff is loud and your employees will get very annoyed having that noise disturbance. But again, the thieves, if they were to come in to try to steal items, they would have to first get in through this doorway, get past the security guard and our CCTV camera that we have set up in the wall. They'd have to get down the elevator, either steal the server and make their way back up, or come over here to this hallway, come up here, try to steal this expensive equipment. It's a lot for them to try to manage before the cops end up showing up, which they would in one of two ways, either because we have the security camera set up and they get spotted by the security camera, or the security guards themselves are on hand and will end up chasing them away or capturing them. So again, we have just a basic setup as far as a marketing area goes. There are enough desks to hire 5 marketers, and each of them will have a phone. That makes them be more efficient when they work. This area is for 5 programmers, artists, and designers in whatever conglomeration we want to have. And the break room. So let us go into, before I forget, because I will go into the server tab, and we will set up the hosting stuff to be put onto the main server that we have. So you do that by selecting all of the processes. Thank you. All of the processes that are not being covered right now, and you click the move selected processes to whichever server you want them to be on. So we're putting them onto the main server right there. So that's that setup. Now, the next thing that we need to do is make sure that we go ahead and hire a receptionist, because we've got to have that receptionist. We're going to go ahead and hire a cleaner as well, because we want to have somebody on hand cleaning every day. And we also need to hire security guards. Now, we're going to hire 3 security guards, and they're going to be expensive. It's unfortunate, but we're going to have to plop out another fair bit of cash every day. So we're going to have to do things to make up for it, of course. But we do need 3 security guards right there. One of them is going to be 8 to 4. One of them is going to be 4 to 12. And one of them is going to be from 12 to 8. So that is 24 hours a day of them being on guard. Now, we are going to assign rooms. But I'm sorry, we have to actually click on them. We're going to assign rooms, and this is going to bring up a prompt because we don't have any room groups created yet. We get a chance to create a room group here. So you select the room that you want to have be in whatever group you're creating, and hit new room group, give it a name. We're going to name this reception. And then add selected rooms. Add the selected rooms into that group. So now you see the room group has 1 room as a count, right? So our security guards, we can now assign to be in reception. So these guys will hang out in this room or just outside of this room. They'll probably come out here and smoke cigarettes and that kind of stuff. So next step, we have our employee, Frank, who currently is working in the core group. We don't have any other employees at all. Now, we're going to go into the manage teams. We're going to select the core group. And one thing that we want to make sure to do is to set their vacation to 1 month. I really don't like that it defaults everybody to 2-month vacations. They only need 1 month, dang it. We got a lot of work to do. So I'm going to set them up for 1 month in January. That's their vacation time. That's all they get. They're also assigned right now 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Not going to change that. However, we are, while we're here, going to create another team called marketing. I'm going to add that group. And again, we're going to select that group, switch it to 1 month, and we'll make them February. I don't like having a lot of teams go out on vacation in the same month. I try to split them up into different months, and that way it's easier for me to keep track when there are different people that are going on vacation and that kind of stuff. Now that we have groups actually created, or teams, I'm sorry, actually created, we need to assign rooms to the teams. Now, what we can do is select, for instance, this room, which is going to be the marketing room, right click on it and do switch team to marketing. And you can select multiple teams to be in the same room. But if you do, your employees are going to complain because they're all assigned to different tasks. They just don't like working with other teams in their area. And we're going to switch this one over to the core, which I'm going to rename eventually, but it's good enough for now. So this is core, and you can see it down here. It says core, and it says anyone. That's because anybody who's in the core group can come in here and do work. Same with marketing. Anybody who's in marketing can come in here and do work. Once we have more building space and more things that are available to work with, what we're going to do is hire team leaders, which in this case would be Frank, because we had him set up as a lead. We're going to hire team leaders to run the teams. And so we will actually assign them their own individual office space, because they will work a little bit more efficiently that way. We can also create meeting rooms so that the team leaders who are able to do meetings can hold the meeting room in the meeting rooms. Otherwise, they'll just hold the meetings like in the random break areas. It becomes a mess. It becomes a mess. So, but this is good enough for now. So, as you can see, we spent about 300 grand getting all of this established. That includes all the building costs, all the furniture that we've got in here. It's a lot of outlay, you know what I mean? So this is why I wanted to have at least $600,000 on hand, because once we moved into here and got all of this going, we're going to be outputting a lot as far as the staff is concerned. These guys are, let's see, 4,500 a day. This one is cleaning is what? Another 1,000? Yeah, another 1,000. The receptionist is 2,500. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a fair bit of outlay every month just for the staff to be able to run this. And we got to make sure that we're making enough every month to be able to cover that. So let us go through this month. We will get things going. Your employees can't keep up with things, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. So Frank is going to be coming in here, or should be coming in here. Who's this? Is it the cleaning person? Yeah, that's the cleaning person. So Frank is somewhere. He's wandering aimlessly. I don't know where he's at. Where are you at, Frank? Did I even put you anywhere? Select him. Yeah, Frank. I don't know. That's a good question. Okay. Well, anyways, I'll tell you what, I'm going to assign this computer right here to Frank. Put this on Frank for right now, just because I don't know where he's at. It might be that because we've started the day off and didn't have anybody, or didn't have the building set up, he might not have been here. So let's just get through this day. Yeah, where is he? Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. There's Frank. Okay. Frank just didn't know where to go, apparently. So, okay. We've got Frank. Now, you can see we have a big dip there. Don't be paranoid about that. That's because we spent all that money getting everything set up. So, of course, we made less that day than we did the previous day. But you can see our money did go up, actually, from what we had. Let's see. yeah, we made like 30,000, I think, on the sale of the software. 22,000. So it's still making pretty good. You know, it's still doing pretty good. So our deals should start coming in. Yep, there they are. Our deals are coming in. They don't like our place properly, but that's okay. Let's see what's coming up. Any hosting? Nope. A lot of development, a lot of design. We don't want to do any of those at the. We've already got one of the design things on hand right now, which should be due actually, yeah, in 2 months. So not too bad. We'll see what happens after this day's complete. And you're gonna notice it's a little flippy because we have the security coming in 24/7. So it's like it's pausing when the new security guard's coming in and that. But yeah, see, we made profit again. So yeah, we're already back up to 500,000. We had we spent ourselves down to 340,000. So we've actually made 80,000 a day. You know, we're doing pretty well. I'm not going to worry about hiring a marketing team until we get a marketing deal come in, because I don't want to pay for them until we actually have a way for them to pay for themselves. So right now, none are coming in. So we're not going to worry about an actual marketing team quite yet. We're just going to kind of stick with what we've got at the moment. As soon as the 1 month passes and we have this due, go ahead and develop that. Yeah, we made 90,000 or so that day. That's really good. I mean, we're doing fair, you know, and that's including the cost of all of these guys being taken and stuff too. So, you know, bear that in mind. We're actually doing pretty good. This is a very, you know, it's an easy way to make sure that you're keeping money on hand to be able to do everything that you do. Yeah. Okay. So we got another hosting job. We'll accept that. The rest of them we'll go ahead and reject because we don't have the, I mean, I don't like to do manufacturing deals anyhow. They're just not super easy to do. So of course it's still complaining about the support issues because we only have Frank trying to cover the support for this thing that has been selling pretty decently. It's down to about 6,000 a month. And as you can see, we've missed a lot of tickets that came. But that's okay. Not a big deal. It hurts our rep a little bit. It hurts the recognition a little bit, but honestly, it's not bad. I mean, this is our first piece of software, so I'm not worried about it at all. Okay, so yeah, a design came in, another $7,000 a day. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and take that, and we'll reject the rest. We'll give that one a little priority. And we'll see what happens from here. If you haven't tried the game out for yourselves, I definitely highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I've put a good few hundred hours into the game myself, and you know, it's one of those games that's got the hard edges to it. It's got the edges to it that just they're not great, you know what I mean? But overall, the game has so much going for it. I really highly recommend it. Okay, we've got a marketing one that came in. So Triumph Studios wants to hire us for $40,000 a day doing marketing. Now, that is a very good marketing deal. We can take that. They want us to spend $26,000 a month. So that's the budget amount per month that they want us to do. That money does not come out of our pockets. So that's something that kind of confuses new players sometimes with the way that the game words things. That budget per month on deals does not get taken out of our money. That's funded by the company that hired us to do it. They just literally want us to be able to spend that much budget per month, which is not hard to do if you have a decent marketing team to work with. So I went on ahead and set it up so that marketing is going to be the ones doing this job. We will accept it. And as you can see, now that marketing job is over here. So now we need to hire employees that are going to be specifically marketers. Bear in mind, they're not going to come in until the next month. So when you hire a new hire, they're not coming in the day that you hire them. You have to wait until the next day and then they'll come in. And hopefully it's not during their vacation time, because they'll be getting a vacation right away. So we will look for service and specifically requesting marketing. And I'm going to go ahead and do high salary. So they're going to be looking at least $4,600 a day for a marketer. We're going to increase the cost. So when you get this set up, you do want to do the overall skill and you do want to do the personality. It's going to cost you to get this done. This is how much it's going to cost us to be able to do this job searching. However, it's worthwhile doing the overall skill and the personality, because then you get a good overview of what they're capable of and how well they're going to mesh together with the other people that are on the teams. So we're going to begin looking. Now, here's where things get a little important to pay attention to. Up here, you're going to see the compatibility tab. Okay. I'm going to set it so that they go from the best compatibility to the worst. Okay. Because I want them to have the most compatibility with their other teammates as I can get. The more compatible a group is together, the faster and more efficient they're going to work. And that does include for support roles and marketing and so on and so forth. So as you can see, this person right here, Truman Becker, is going to be a great addition if we were to put him on the core team. His base skill for service isn't too bad, it looks. We bring it down a little bit. We can see he's got a level 2 marketing. So he can do videos, he can do photos, and he can do just general press releases if we were to use him for one of our own pieces of software. That's not what we're going to do. We're just going to have him straight up do budgetary things. So I do think he's going to be a good addition. He's not bad. So instead, though, of putting him onto the core team, we're going to go ahead and switch it over so that it's on marketing. So the reason why I did that, you notice, is because it now shifted things so that Truman is a little bit lower on the scale, right? Well, that's because now there's nobody that's on this team yet. I went with looking at him as if he would be added to the core team. But the core team is where your base person is, right? So he's already going to be compatible with somebody else that has a good compatibility, right? Does that make sense? So we're going to move him to marketing and we're going to hire him. Now, because it's looking at the marketing team still, anybody else that shows up in this job search is now going to show their compatibility with Truman. Okay. So if we were to hire this person, they have a good compatibility. But, I'm going to go ahead and look again to see if we can find, perhaps somebody that's, a little bit more skilled in the area, right? This guy's still a level 2 right there. So let's look again. And you can go with like outstanding, excellent, that kind of thing for the compatibility. So, we might want to try to see if just we can wait until we find somebody that's got a great compatibility. There might not be. Oh, yep, there we go. Actually, great compatibility. And yeah, we can go ahead and take that. I mean, he's still level 2 with it, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and hire him. And let's do just a couple more. I think we'll have 3 marketers for right now. There's another great one. Still level 2, but that's okay. Raphael Hicks. So Raphael, welcome to the team. I hope that you do well here. You'd better do well here. So yeah. So now tomorrow we'll see them come in. They'll come in here into the marketing area and they will start to work. And you notice too, by the way, when I established the building here, I made it so that there's like a common hallway. The hallways don't matter. You can set the hallways up so that, for instance, only the core team or only the marketers could go into it. But I didn't want to do that because I wanted this to be the common zone. Both teams can use both bathrooms. Both teams can come use the break room and that kind of thing. We will eventually set up individual like floors or buildings and that kind of thing for our employee teams, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. So we'll see how we do once this day passes. And yeah, just made a healthy amount of profit there. So the marketing team's going to come in, and we do have this assigned to the marketers, you see. So they will come in, and yeah, see, now they're getting to work. And you see this green bar is filling up. And already by 1:25 p.m., they have completed the job. These 3 have completed the job of spending $26,000 on the budget. So we know that we can do probably at least one more marketing job. And it's going to be able to keep up with everything without having to hire another marketer. Let's see what we've got. We got crap, so we're going to go reject all of those. And we'll move on. And I do think that I am going to, nice. Yeah, we've almost got 1 million here, guys. We've almost got 1 million. I do think that I am going to start another piece of software here soon, though. Just kind of a random guy not wanting to do a deal with us. That's okay. That's okay. And you're going to see the, our reputation's going to fluctuate some as we get these deals in and out. You know, it's what was happening on the previous episode too. It happens. It's not that big of a deal. Unless you're focused on getting that done. So as you can see, if we go to the employee window here, these guys have a 143% efficiency. That means that basically any jobs that they do are going to be 43% more efficient than if they were incompatible and they would do a worse job. So they would do this job slower than they already are if they were worse compatibility. And we can take a look if we go into HR management. Right now, the salaries for this team are $16,252. Well, we're making $40,000 a day doing that marketing job. So we're making, you know, what, 45,000 or no, I'm sorry, 25,000 profit per day from this marketing team. It's not bad. It's a good way to do things. I know a lot of people, they hire marketers and they kind of get a little bit lost in the fray, so to speak, with, hey, there we go. We have passed 1 million. We have now officially passed 1 million. We are $1 million company now. Some people get a little lost in the fray when it comes to the marketing. I've seen a lot of people kind of complaining because they lose money with the marketers. They don't function as well, and so on and so forth. Well, the issue is that if you hire marketing teams just for your own software, then yeah, you're probably not going to be making a lot of profit. But you can use them as long as they're being efficient enough to cover the full amount of the deals. It is profitable to hire a marketing team and have them do the work. It's not bad. So yeah, there's another marketing, and 44,000 a day for this one. This one is going to last until December, so not very long, but we can go ahead and take it. We'll reject the print job because obviously we can't do that right now. So as you can see now, they are filling up on that one, and they're filling up on this one, and we'll start it. We'll take a look tomorrow to see how they do, if they can cover both the budgets. I don't expect they're going to have an issue with it. I'm going to go ahead and hit this to develop so we can get that one out of the way. You have some more that came in. Development and print jobs and support. Nope, we don't want any of those. Okay, so we can see that, as you can see right now, these guys are about to leave for the day, and they have not covered either of these jobs. So the satisfaction with these companies are not going to be as good as it should be. So to rectify that, we could probably get by with just doing one more marketer for this particular set of things. We'll go ahead and spend a fair amount of money, but that's okay. And we're going to look for somebody else for marketing. So right now it's already on the marketing. I don't see anybody that's great, so we'll go ahead and move on with that. Hey, see right there, we've got a 4-star. This person is excellent. They can do everything marketing wise. Now, even though it shows that he is a good compatibility, not great, I am going to hire this person because this guy, this person, I didn't even catch who it was. I'm sorry. This person, Patricia, this girl, is really good at marketing. We're going to go ahead and make sure that she is going to be on the job. One thing we didn't do, and I probably should, even though it doesn't too much matter for marketers, is we can change the roles of the employees that are on the team. So to do that, we'll change roles. And instead of doing any role, we're going to have them specifically do service as their primary role. Okay. And that way they don't try to do anything else. I don't expect that they would. It's a set of marketers, and we only have them assigned to one job, but it's a good idea to get in the habit of changing roles just because weird crap can happen. So, okay. Tomorrow we should see both of these get completed. Okay, so here we go. We've got our first set of raises, and of course we just hired these guys, and they already want raises. Really? I mean, but what are you gonna do? We'll go ahead and do giving all of them raises. Pain in the butt. I guess they got to eat. Okay, so one of the marketing jobs completed. So we've only got the one. Go figure. But that's okay. We will get another marketing job, I'm sure, pretty soon. So we got another hosting job there. Another design job. Don't really want that right now. Our guy, Frank Enbeans, he is currently just doing support. And is having a difficult time with the support, by the way. Poor guy. But you know, that's what happens when you're the CEO, right? You're supposed to work your ass off when you're the CEO, right? Right. That's how it goes. But anyway, so I've got him doing the support right now. But I mean, again, I'm not too worried about that. Once we get later on in the game and we've got other pieces of software out that are just really, we're really wanting to focus on, we will worry about it at that point. But I'm not too concerned about it at this moment in time. Another hosting job. We'll go ahead and do that. And look at this. We're talking about support, so it gives us basically nothing but dang support. Go figure. We will reject all of that. So, okay, it's 1:00 p.m. basically here in game. I'm going to wait until morning time comes along, and I'm going to do a little. Okay, So it is now officially the next day, even though we haven't gotten to the morning time here yet. But we're going to go ahead and develop another piece of software. And the reason why I wanted to wait until the next day is because if we do the publishing thing, having someone else do the publishing, it's basically going to take a month of our time off if we do it like later in the day. So it's always good to start the process on a fresh day, basically. So we're going to do a sequel to the one that we had already done. So we're going to choose file compression tool. We're going to do original IP, and we're going to choose this one because that was the original piece of software that we did. Choose the name, and it's just going to give us basically the sequel name. So not a big deal. Now, as you can see over here, these things are in a different color. That is because the original software had at the bare minimum these included with it. If we don't include at least these with it, people are going to be very disappointed. So it's important to keep in mind. Consumer reach is really low. It's really low compared to what we had before. And I'm not sure exactly why that may be. Choose the SEM, the server. I'm going to go into advanced, and I'm going to see as far as... Yeah, see, this right here might be what's causing the issue as far as the amount of consumer reach. So if we choose consumer reach, if we choose any right there, and we go to active users, you can see there are a lot of other operating systems that are out there that we're not accessing because they're not selected. And that's because the original piece of software came out on that other OS. So what we can do is choose all of those. Now that's going to make it so that the amount of development time is a little bit longer. Just bear that in mind. It's also going to cost us a little bit more per month to develop it, to pay for the operating system seats. But you can see as well, now we have almost 1 million more consumer reach than what we had with just the single operating system. So just something to bear in mind. So we have an 88% expected interest. That's pretty good. No wasted interest. It's going to take less than a year to get this done if we have 2 designers and 3 programmers. Aha. If we have that, it's going to take about a year to do. We only have Frank. And if you remember right, when we had Frank working this same piece of software before, we barely made it to the deadline. I mean, we were cutting the deadline hard. So, I see as well right now it's December. I know that the core team, which is what we would assign this to, goes on vacation in January. If we were to start this piece of software here in December and hire other people to come in and help work on it, we would encounter the problem of our new employees are going to go on vacation right away. So that's not the best idea, right? We'll have a whole month worth of time that things will not be developed. So what I think we will do, we will go ahead and have time pass, have time progress here. Oh, my inventory broke and it needs maintenance, so we need to call in a maintenance person. Let's see, call maintenance, and you know what? We'll call an IT support too while we're at it, just to have them go through the computer systems too. So anyways, we'll wait until December passes. And once this month passes, then we will go in here and work our magic with it. We could check the deals too. I hadn't checked those for the day. Oh yeah, hey, it's another marketing. This one's worth $62,000 a month. My goodness, that is a good marketing one. Okay, we will definitely take that. They need to spend $42,000 a month. I think they can handle that. Let's accept that. We have another couple of hostings. Oh wow, Nice amount of hostings. My goodness. Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, I will take those all day long and we'll reject the rest. Okay, so it's just about to hit January. Okay, so now that it's January, we're going to go ahead and start working this piece of software. So we'll hit the next page and we'll hit next page again. And now here we can choose the publisher. Development teams and design teams are both going to be core because we don't have anybody else to work. Eventually I will set up a system where I have a design team that works all design jobs that are being done and development teams that are working separately. So perhaps one that's developing games, one that's developing file compression tools, for instance. But the design teams will be working on both because they have kind of short-term jobs within different projects. I hope that makes sense, but we'll get to that as the time comes. But we're going to go ahead and choose a publisher here. I want them to do the marketing and the printing. Now you notice we already have marketing team. Yes, I know we have a marketing team. However, if I have somebody else do the marketing, that's one less thing that I need to worry about each month because I would have to basically keep track of the hype, keep track of the press releases, so on and so forth. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. And it's worth it to me to spend a little bit out of our profits to have somebody else do that. Printing, we don't have the equipment for yet, but that is one thing that we will be covering on our own soon. But I want my marketing teams to work on the deals because we can make a lot more money kind of long term having them do deals as opposed to them doing our own marketing. It's just more efficient, I think, to have somebody else do the marketing for us, at least for now, until we get project management into place anyways. So they're going to want this done by August of this year. That gives us basically 8 months to get this complete. That's cutting it close, but I think we can do it. So now we're going to hire employees. This time around, we are going to use designers. I'm going to get one designer. System is fine. Salary is fine. Look for a couple of extra, bonuses, bonus amount of people. I sometimes go all the way max. In fact, we probably could because, we've got almost $2 million to play with here. There's no way we're going bankrupt right now. So let's begin looking. And we're going to look for not marketing anymore, but again, for the core. And wow, this guy is an amazing compatibility. Skilled are they though? That's the question. So designer, not bad. Level 3 on systems and 2D. Level 2 on, what is that? Artist. So level 2 artist, in fact, too. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, see, we can use this person. We can definitely use this person. So we will take them for sure. So don't hit look again. No. I do that to myself sometimes. So that guy costs a lot. He's $9,000 a month, but that's okay. We will take it. This guy, not so good. He's only good at system and he's decent at video. Everything else is pretty well. Don't really need that. So let's look again. Let's see what else we can find. This guy's a level 2 skill. Don't need that for sure. Yeah, this guy's not the greatest. I'd love to find it. Yeah, another one. See, there's another amazing. System and audio. Yeah, he's not an artist on top of it too, but we can do it. I think that they would be okay. Or do we really? You know what? No. Let's do this. Excuse me. So technically speaking, on this group, we have two people that can do design, because Frank can do design and Millard can do design. So I'm going to change roles on Millard. We're going to make him a designer and an artist, because you noticed that he was pretty okay at being an artist. Frank, on the other hand, is still going to do all the roles. And that's because we've got him, set up so that he's pretty good at doing all of them. No reason to waste it. So, excuse me, got a little cough in my throat here. So I think that if we leave Frank as being sort of the generalist, that we will be okay. However, the thought is that we had the need for, I'm going to up the priority to here while I'm thinking about it. We have the need for artists, designers, and programmers, correct? Right now we have two people on the team that are capable of doing art and capable of doing design. Only one person capable of doing programming. So we'll need to hire another person, but this time we'll look for a programmer. Same parameters. We'll just go all the way maxed. This guy's amazing. So he's really good at system. He's really good at network, and a tad on the art. I wouldn't mind finding one that's a little bit more skilled, though, if we can possibly do it. Okay, so he's okay at system, okay at video, but we're not doing anything in video yet, so nah. Audio, that one wouldn't be bad. Alexis, sure. Alexis, you're on. Oh, we got a 4-skill person here that's a normal compatibility. Oh, they're really good at designing things too. Okay. Little touch of video, touch of network. You know what? Let's go ahead and hire them too. That's fine. We'll take that. Okay. So now, with all that being said, we have a fair amount of people to work this piece of software. Sorry, I needed a drink there. So we should actually now be able to get this completed by the deadline. So we're going to change Alexis to programmer and artist. Why not? Because she can do some on the artistry and can at least contribute a little bit, maybe. So yeah, not much, but a little bit. All right, so let's get time passing. Frank is the only one that's going to be showing up for work today because obviously, everybody else just got hired on today. So got 4 people working the team. We got 5 positions that we can have. We got a lot of deals that came in. So let's take a look. Nothing. We'll reject them all. However, we can take a look at our budget here and see, wow, our deals are definitely paying us off. And it's probably a lot of it is due to the hosting. Yeah, almost $1 million a month hosting. That's a lot, right? But our internet costs, yeah, 800,000. So we're only making $100,000 a month profit with that, right? But hey, look, $227,000 a month, and most of that's just from these deals that we've been doing, Okay, so 4 employees went on vacation. That would be the marketers. Employees can't keep up with support, obviously, because I'm Frank working support. But you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and cancel the support. That's going to piss people off, right? But if you pay attention up here, we don't actually have anybody as our fans anyways. So that is a non-issue, to say the least. I'm not worried at all. All right, so you see we have our people coming in now. One of them is sleepy because they're not in the programming cycle yet, and they're the programmer, right? So they're not doing any design work. We're still doing the design. So I'm gonna get this maybe to iteration 3, maybe 4. Spend a couple of months doing the design. Take a look at our deals. Nope, nothing. That. I do think once we get the iteration here maxed out, we'll go ahead and do the development. The more iterations you can do, the higher quality the end product will be, but I'm not super worried about that at the moment. We're just going to go ahead and develop. Because again, we're pushed for time here. You know, we're pushed for time. Okay, we had some deals come in. All print jobs. Nah. Meh. So this person here, they currently do not have anything to do. They are a designer and an artist, and I kind of made a mistake because this doesn't have any artwork with it. But that's okay. We'll still keep them on hand anyways. They'll probably complain a little bit that they don't have anything to do and they want to raise and all that stuff, but that's okay. Not worried about that. But the coding is going well. We've got a couple months to go before the code is finished, and that'll give us a couple of months to do the beta testing as well to get some of the bugs worked out. We probably could have done the extra month worth of development. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so that's at 100%. So since it's at 100%, we can promote it so that now it's in beta testing. And from this point forward, they'll just be doing bug fixing. So we've got June, July, and then August. We can cover all of August with doing the bug fixing, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Check those. Keeps complaining about the deals because our this is woefully inefficient, you know, woefully insufficient, but that's okay. Another marketing job. Lower scale, but our guys are basically just sitting around doing nothing by the end of the day anyway, so we'll throw that one in there. Not much. They can handle that. You can see they've got them both. This down but easier. Okay, so it is July. We've got this month and then the next month, and then we can release this piece of software and see what it's going to get us. I don't need any of those. Almost at 3 million. Almost at 3 million. Good. Okay, so it is August. This piece of software, we have the deadline to have it released this month. I'm going to go ahead and push it just a little bit. Okay, so now we will go ahead and finish. Now they're in support mode. So if we were doing the marketing and if we were doing the printing, a pop-up would have come up when we hit to do the finish on the job there. But since we have somebody else doing that work, that gets skipped. But we will see what we can make this next month. Hopefully it does well. And let's take a look. So it sold $100,000 worth of software. That's pretty good. That's better than what we had the previous time. You know, remember we had about 40,000 a day coming in for that one. This time around we've got $100,000. I mean, that's pretty good for our second piece of software and not being known in the industry in any way, shape, or form. So we can take a look at the software times. They will probably just complain about what we did, but they think it's an extremely well-made product. They don't expect that it's going to do very well. They need a fan base in the market, and it looks like they might. It would help if they spent time getting the word. Okay, so let's finish up this next month here, and we will see like the second month profit. We'll get a good idea of a gauge of how well it's really going to do after that second month. Right now, everybody's kind of sitting around doing not much of nothing. So these guys aren't programmers, so they're not set up to do service and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So, a pass, and we'll see how well it did. 109,000. So its second month sales are basically just as good or a little bit better than its first month sales were. That's important to note because that means that its long-term profitability is probably going to be pretty decent. When you make a piece of software and it maybe doesn't sell well on the first month, give it until another couple of months to really gauge how it's going to do, because sometimes, depending on how your marketing was, it can sort of go meh on the first month, and then the second month it will really boost upwards. So it's just kind of a matter of watching for it and seeing what it's going to do. So $80,000 a month marketing deal. You better believe I'm taking that one, baby. A lot more hosting. We will definitely take those too. And we will reject the rest of these. So I do think that this is a good place for us to go ahead and stop for the day. I do want to thank all of you guys for tuning in with me tonight as we have tried to accomplish our goals in Software Incorporated. If you guys like this video, hit the like button and let me know for sure that you liked it. Comment down below. What do you think of how the company is going? What do you think direction-wise we should go next? Do you think we should get into doing games? Should we stick into doing the file compression tools? Lots of audio tools. I mean, we've got a lot of different options that are available, and I can bring them up for you right here. You guys choose which way you want me to go. What direction, software development-wise, would you like to see us go? And we'll go with it. You know, we'll see what happens, see what occurs with Software Incorporated and Geek-Soft. I think Frank is very happy. I think that he's seeing the profits coming in right now, and he's smiling from ear to ear. I know I am. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys like this content, and hit that notification bell to get told of when I come out with something new. I come out with something new all the time, so you know there's always something different going on here, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed what has been going on tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I love all of you, and until next time, keep safe out there, have fun, and thank you so much, as always, for being here. Hello, Rose.
I saw you taking a little detour out there to talk to that overseer of yours.
This land is his land, and none else are welcome.
Enemy sighted! Guys, they're here!
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Where'd you come from?